Hello, and welcome to this episode of Surviving the Narcissist. I'm Wanda, and on this channel, we look at narcissism from a personal, professional, and spiritual perspective. This week's episode, we're going to continue discussing the various roles in narcissistic toxic families. Today is the golden child. And like most roles in a family, you're identified as either the scapegoat, which we talked in the previous video, the lost child, or the golden child. Those are the three primary roles. Of course, there's other roles. But it should be noted that all these roles can sometimes be interchangeable because it depends on the narcissist. So primarily, you could be the golden child because of what the narcissist is using, the narcissistic supply, what they're getting from that role. So if you're an attractive person, pretty, handsome, you're the golden child because they get attention because of how you look. If you have different gifts or talent, you could be the golden child. If they favor a particular sex, if boys are more valuable, if they like girls, then that could be the golden child. So the golden child is primarily the favorite in the family, and they get a lot of attention from the narcissistic parent or caregiver. But because narcissistic abuse and toxic families, they make you sick, they're not healthy, there's always a downside or something negative in those roles. So at first, if you were the golden child of the family, you enjoyed that role because you were the favorite of the family. And at that time, you weren't aware of what was going on. So you only saw the positive side. But then the negative side of being the golden child of the family is, let's say, in certain subjects in school, you were an A student. But in other subjects in school, you struggled. So that brought your grade point value down. So when your parent or your caregiver can't brag that you're an A student anymore, then you're not the golden child anymore. You could end up being the scapegoat, or some people say you went from a golden child to a golden victim. Because to maintain that role as golden child, you have to please the narcissist. Another downside to being a golden child is when you're in a family with other siblings, the other brothers and sisters or whoever's in the family, and the only reason I use that term is because nowadays we have blended families and, um, you know, uh, family members and other caregivers taking care of children. Well, the other children are jealous because they're not getting the attention because they don't have gifts and talents that can be exploited by the narcissist. So there's a lot of sibling rivalry. And a lot of times the narcissist will pit the kids or triangulate the kids against each other. Well, why you can't get A's like your brothers and sisters? How come you can't play an instrument like your brother or sister? How come you have two left feet and you can't dance, or you don't have the finesse or the grace to compete or be involved in sports? Or basically, they don't let you have your identity. And that's another negative attribute that the golden child has to deal with when they become older. because they might never have really liked the sports that they were engaged in. But they like the fact that they got attention if they played this particular sports. They might not even like sports. They were an A student, but they might study around the clock, basically. I'm saying like a lot of if you're a naturally intelligent person, you might um, be an A student with little effort or not a lot of effort. But if you're studying, you don't have a social life, you're not involved in school activities, you don't have any friends, you're up half the night studying to get A's to please your parents or your caregiver, I use that interchangeably, then that's a problem. And so that's why sometimes people say, well, they thought they were the golden child, but they were the golden victim because they were enmeshed to that parent. They didn't have their own identity. They learned how to people please. They learned how to wear a mask. They learned how to lie to themselves and not be their authentic self. And so, if you can relate to that role, or if that was your role in your family, please comment below and share your opinion. And some of the solutions, or it's not really a solution, but the beginning of healing, if you had were assigned the role as the golden child, is to be true to yourself. So start by saying, no, I know that you like what you like, but I don't like that. I want to do something else. So the first thing is to identify that you are the golden child. And the second step is to set boundaries by saying no. And gradually, once you identify the role of the golden child and you educate yourself about well, what the golden child is and the negative aspects of that, then you can set boundaries. And setting boundaries is part of self care. And from then on, little by little, you start saying, this is what I like. And it's okay that I like it. No, I don't want to do that because it's hurting me. And then that starts your path to healing. And if you want to learn more or find out more about narcissistic abuse and toxic family, please click on the link below. And it's a checklist that will identify narcissistic and abusive behaviors. Because the first step is awareness. You might not realize that that's what's going on. And also, to find out when there's more videos, please subscribe. And also, I'm available for one-on-one and coaching. I have a master's degree in social work, and I'm a certified life coach, and I specialize in narcissistic abuse, trauma, and addiction recovery coaching. And until next time, be blessed.